I originally was just going to have an extra white and an extra black so we could have this beautiful color combo again, but I wanted everything to be perfectly visible in its own individual places, so I turned it into this color scheme. This is a video on how to make the rocket ship lanyard, and the rocket ship, I actually learned it pretty quickly, and it's not nearly as difficult as it may look. You can do it with many different color combos, and it'll look great. So, all of these pieces that I used, these four, you see they're very bright and beautiful. Got a turquoise, neon orange, neon yellow, neon pink, and these are all 2 feet long, and this black is 2 feet long as well. I use these because they remind me of like firework colors, like fireworks, and rocket ships, those kind of go together, right? And I have one long white piece that is 4 feet long. And this one, we're going to be working with this one and one of your short pieces first, okay? So yeah, let's get started with that. I think I'm going to start with my white and pink first. And so what you're going to do is you're just going to start this out as if it were a square stitch lanyard. And you want to start with your long piece first. I'm just going to start it on my finger because why not? I'm not going to go slow for this because you should know how to do a square stitch if you're watching this video. Because you saw the thumbnail, you know what it looks like. Hold it together. And this isn't super necessary, but this is something that I personally like to make sure of, is that your long piece is this top strap over here. So it's the long piece and the short piece, which is that pink underneath it. That's personally what I like, but you don't have to do that if you don't want to. So yeah, now that you have this square stitch lanyard, you're just going to do 4 stitches on top of the starting stitch. Once again, not going to go super slow or be super detailed about it because you should know how to do this. And you can do this along with me. I was going to speed it up in editing, but this is a good chance for you to just do it along with me so you don't feel like you have to pause to catch up. We're doing it together. Just making sure these 2 ends are even. They're pretty even, okay? Because that will matter in the end, okay? I hate it when the strands get uneven as you stitch. With any lanyard, not just this one. So there you go. You should have this, and now we're going to add a strand. I think I'm going to add the black. So you want to use one of the ends where your short pieces are going up and down and your long piece is going left and right. So what you're going to do is you're going to make another stitch, but don't tighten it up. you're gonna make sure that, once again, that these pieces, your long pieces, are on the left and right, and your long piece is up and down. Or short piece is up and down, long piece left and right. Well, the battery died and I had to plug it in, so it's charging as we speak, so it's not gonna die again, okay? So, after you've done your 4 stitches, including the first one that makes it 5, we're going to do a stitch that is identical to the stitch that we used to make our heart lanyard. I think it's version 1 on my channel. So, what we're going to do is leave this stitch loose, and you want your long piece to be on the left and right, and your short piece to be up and down. So what we're going to do is we're going to take another one of our short pieces that I just got from the staircase lanyard that I just finished recording that video. And you're just going to stick it through and put the ends together and pull it to get to the center. Since there is a strand down here, there needs to be a loop right next to it. So I'm going to take the bottom strand and bring it over and under this white strand here. Because there's a loop here, we need to have a strand right next to it. So we're going to take this strand that is the top strand, but it's now just on the right. You're going to bring it over and under. You're going to pull it tight. And if you've done this version of the heart lanyard before, you should know that this curls out whenever you add a new piece, okay? And so there is a little bit of a gap there, but you don't need to keep pulling. It'll tighten itself up. You can adjust it a little bit, but as you keep making stitches, it'll tighten up. Now you're going to do 5 stitches on top of that, or 4, excuse me. I think I'll speed this up. Here we go. So you have this little bit of a point here with the pink and the black, and now we're going to add another strand in the middle. And I'm just now noticing that these 2 strands here are kind of uneven. And they're not the worst, so hopefully that doesn't fuck me up too much later on. of course, we're going to do the stitch. And then we're going to do the exact same thing that we did with this black with our new color. I think I'm going to use yellow. So yeah, spread the black wide open. And I'm going to take the yellow and I'm going to run it under the white loops. Get the ends together and pull it till I reach the center. So you can see in between the black we have a strand on the left, so we're going to put a loop right next to that. So take your bottom strand and bring it over and under this white loop, whatever color you're using at home. Now I'm going to take my right strand, which is at the top, I'm going to bring it over and under to the right of this. Because there is a loop here, there needs to be a strand right next to it. And this needs to stop coming loose. And this is super uneven, so I'm going to fix that. Got it, it's much better now. And you're going to pull this tight. And usually when we're doing a heart lanyard, we stop right there and we break it off. But with this, we are going to make 4 more stitches. And we're going to add 2 more strings into this. And this is just a super brick, and it looks like it's a swirl lanyard, doesn't it, with the way the strands are laid out, the way they're positioned. There we go. I love this color combo and I always will. You know that though. So we're going to add in another string. And I think I'm going to add in the blue, which is the turquoise. So this is going to become a 4x1 lanyard. So of course, make the stitch, but don't tighten it and split the middle open. So I'm going to take my turquoise and run it through like normal. Hold the ends together and pull till you get to the center. Of course, I have a yellow strand here, so there needs to be a loop right next to it. So I'm going to take the bottom strand, that's also right next to it, bring it over and under. And of course, there's a loop here, so there needs to be a strand here. take that top strand and over and under and tighten it up. And it seems like the color combo is ruined now, but I'm adding one more color, so it should still look pretty cool. And these are pretty even, so I'm going to continue to make stitches. Alrighty, we're now going to add one more strand to make this a 5x1. And we're going to stretch this blue wide open, this turquoise, and do the same thing one last time. Stick the strand under the white, hold the ends together, and pull to reach the center. You have a strand down here, so we need to make a loop right next to it. So grab your new strand, bring it over and under. And because you have a loop here, you have to have a strand right next to it. Just gonna bring this over and under. And that's what your lanyard is starting to look like. And of course, I'm going to make sure that these are not too uneven. They are pretty even, so that's going to work well. And I'm going to do 4 stitches on top of that. And then I'll come back with what we're going to do next. I've actually been doing a lot of fat lanyards lately, off camera of course, so this isn't actually so bad for me. I think I'm much more used to doing bigger projects. Before I was just too afraid of doing them because I just didn't want to spend so much time on it for some reason. Which is stupid, because this is great. My white strands are getting a little uneven, which is pissing me the hell off, but I'll get over it. Right, so I have those 5 stitches, and I really love all these colors together like this. This is really cool. So once you have this, you're actually going to do 5 more of these stitches. We're not adding anything else. We've used up all our strands. We're going to do 5 more stitches, and I'm going to come back when it's time to show you what the next step is in this project. So do your 5 stitches and come back. Alrighty. So this is what I have so far. You see this point, the body of the rocket ship is starting to take form, or it has taken form, and we're going to give it its 2 little engines. And we're going to do a similar thing that we did with one of the heart lanyards and with the chain link lanyard many times. And we're going to separate this into 2 different lanyards. In the beginning, it was a super brick to 2 square stitches. This is going to be a 5x1 super brick to 2 twist stitches. So we're going to start these off as brick stitches. So I'm going to start with this one. Take your top strand and bring it down, and take your strand in the middle. For me, that's orange. You're going to bring it up, and you bring these across accordingly. And you're going to pull this tight. And you're going to do 10 twist stitches. And I'll just show you the first one, because why not? And you're going to pull that tight, obviously. And keep going. This is going to keep twisting until you reach your 10 stitches, okay? Alright, so I have the first little engine done, and I got the 10 stitches, and look at this cool twist pattern. Every single strand is a different color, so it gives it this cool speckled look. So you're just going to do a finishing brick stitch for this. I'm not gonna go super slow on this either, because you should know how to do this. And there's one, and you're going to do the exact same thing on this side. We're going to turn this into a brick stitch. And I'll do this first stitch for you here, because why not? Alright. 9 more to go. Yeah, so while I was doing this off camera, I forgot to show you this end, and I tied it off. But yeah, you already saw me do it on one, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, this is the racket, and we're going to cut the ends off, and you can leave these tassels a little bit longer. So it looks like there's exhaust coming from them. Toss these out. And there you go. That is the rocket ship lanyard. Pretty cool. I think the colors I used were fabulous in this, especially for the engines. I love the speckled pattern. And I have a lot more of these, actually. I did this one right before finishing this one, like in between filming this one, because I was on a call and I was just doing it because why not? And this is the very first one I ever did. Looks pretty cool. And the strands are super like uneven at the ends, so I had to cut the engines really short, or the exhaust really short, the tassels. Here's another one. And here's two. And I think on this one I might have done one stitch too few. I don't know how I messed that up. Possibly. I have to look at it all now. Or I think it was this one, maybe. I'm not sure. That's one of them. No, I think it was my newer one. It was this one. And here again. This one I had to cut even the engine super short because for some reason the string got used up super quickly somehow. I don't know why. But yeah, all these are fabulous. And all of these will be for sale except for this one, okay? So if you want one, DM me on Instagram. And we can talk from there. But other than that, yeah. Hope you enjoy. This is a beautiful little design, especially with fun colors like this, as I said before. And this is not my original design, and I will leave the link to the video of where I found this design in the description box below, so you can check that out if you want. But yeah, that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next one.